When Guy Ritchie met Madonna through mutual friends Sting and Trudy Styler in 1999, the scales of professional success were heavily weighed in her favour. Since topping the US album charts with Like a Virgin back in the 80s, her genius for perpetual reinvention had propelled her to the top of the Guinness World Records list as the most successful female recording artist of all time. Meanwhile, 31-year-old Guy was at the start of a directing career, having put in a very promising debut with his feature Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Their union seemed to fit the modus operandi of the material girl, who at 41 had displayed an uncanny talent for jumping aboard the next hot trend. By the time they married in Skibo Castle in Scotland in December the following year, she'd already given birth to his son Rocco, and he'd released his second film, Snatch. It seemed as though the most powerful woman in pop had finally met her match in the beer-swilling alpha male who loved to go hunting, shooting and fishing. More importantly, she no doubt hoped that she'd finally met the magician who could transform her into a bona fide film star. After directing the video to her song What It Feels Like for a Girl, which saw her running over people in the street, he conjured up a remake of the 1974 film Swept Away, with Madonna in the lead. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a rather unimpressive trick. Both the movie and Madonna's performance came in for a drubbing from critics, and Swept Away bombed at the box office. And while Madonna didn't exactly blame Guy for the debacle, she did confide in a 2005 interview,
"I think the next time I make a movie, I'm going to be directing it. That's my goal."
By that time, commentators had started to wonder whether Mr. Madonna may have lost his mojo. Since making Swept Away, his only credit had been a 10-minute short film for BMW. Far from being the next big thing, as fans of his first film had predicted, he seemed content to be a stay-at-home dad and hang out with the boys. Meanwhile, Madonna was bringing home the bacon with her platinum-selling Confessions on a Dance Floor album and sell-out world tour. In 2006 alone, Forbes magazine put her earnings at an incredible £72 million. At the premiere of his next film, Revolver, Guy admitted that he wasn't quite as good at multitasking as his wife, who'd also managed to launch a series of children's books, become a model for H&M, design a tracksuit, curate an exhibition, adopt a baby, and appear in a play over the past few years. So when rumours of a split were confirmed in late 2008, everyone was speculating about the settlement.
He will be entitled to claim some kind of compensation if his career has taken a bit of a backseat to hers. And he may get a few million. He may be entitled to a half share of the main homes that they have here and in America. But I suspect the figures are more likely going to be sort of 10 to 15 plus a million plus a share of the homes.
However, it soon became clear that this was to be no repeat of the Paul and Heather show. 6 weeks after the decree nisi was issued, on the basis of Guy's so-called unreasonable behaviour, the divorce became final and an amicable settlement reached. Guy came out with around £50 million, taking into account the value of their country home in Western England, and they agreed to share custody of 8-year-old Rocco and 3-year-old David Banda. Not a bad result for a bloke who claimed he couldn't give two hoots about money.
We're in the business of creativity, and it seems a shame when the material aspects of this business surpass the creative aspects of this business. And you know, I like the geeky bit, right? I like the enthusiasm, and that has currency with me.